Journalist. Your music has swept the music industry, TV dramas are widely discussed, and movies are attacking Hollywood. Netizens say you are the only legend in the entertainment industry. What do you think? Su Luoyun said lightly, it's just a superficial name. Actually, I just want to have a house facing the sea, with warm spring flowers blooming. Reporter. You already have a big house, and paparazzi even captured you and the little queen. Su Luo stood up angrily and said, defamation. Absolutely slander. We are very pure between us. Reporter. The story begins with a penniless and desperate beggar jumping onto a small street stage. Friendly reminder, be cautious of entering highly toxic substances, keywords of the novel. The Unique Legend of Entertainment with no pop-ups, The Unique Legend of Entertainment Complete Collection Download, the latest chapter reading of The Unique Legend of Entertainment. Chapter 1. Thank you, I am not a beggar. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It was already past 5 p.m., and the sun began to slowly set. The temperature began to drop, and the evening wind was a bit cool. Su Luo sat by the roadside, looking a bit dazed. He hasn't recovered from what happened that day yet. Her wet long hair was still dripping with water, and small droplets of water were shining in the sunset, causing everyone to stare and drip, shattering the ground. Catch it and smell it, it still has a strange smell, but at least it's much better than the sticky, hard, and lice-covered soil and hair mixture in the morning. It's not in vain for him to wash in the river for hours. If the river ranger doesn't chase him, maybe he can wash a little cleaner. He also changed his clothes. This set was an old one he found in a garbage dump in a residential area at noon. Although it was also very old and dirty, wearing it together was not appropriate, and at least it could still be worn. It was much better than the previous tattered piece of cloth, which adhered to his skin and almost integrated with his body. In her hand was a children's handmade scissors that she had found. The plastic handle of the scissors was broken on one side, but it was still usable. She trimmed her long nails neatly, and Su Luo wanted to cut her shawl hair short, but it was a bit difficult to cut the hair with these scissors. The afterglow of the sunset shone on Su Luo's young face, which may have been exposed to the wind and rain for a long time. It was dark and had an unhealthy dark yellow hue, but her facial features were very upright. If she could dress up well, it would be just one word. Handsome. Looking at the setting sun, Su Luo sighed. Oh my goodness, how can you tell me to accept this reality? Last night before going to bed, he was still a successful and well-known music producer in the industry. However, when he woke up in the morning, he became a homeless man, with things changing. Whether accepted or not, the reality is like this, Su Luo has been reborn through time travel. Come to a familiar and unfamiliar parallel world. What is familiar is that in the broken memory of the body, the world is exactly the same as the original Earth, and the historical process is the same. What is unfamiliar is the music and songs played in the street, and none of them is that he has ever heard. The original owner of the body, also known as Su Luo, is very young, only 23 years old. I have been a bit autistic and depressed since I was young, but I have an artistic talent that envies others. I am proficient in singing and playing instruments, and have achieved success in various instrument performance competitions since I was young. I can be said to be a genius, and I was directly recruited by the Music Academy during the college entrance examination. I should have had a bright future, but the good times didn't last long. It was also during that summer vacation when my parents died in an accident and my depression worsened. I dropped out of music school after less than a year. Without the care of his loved ones, he suffered from severe depression, anxiety, and irritability, often experiencing hallucinations and delusions, and soon he wandered to the streets. They are all hard-working people. Su Luo was also an orphan in his past life, and he was also a genius. At least others see him that way. Because Su Luo has always been a top student, as if she had superpowers since childhood. Of course, it was later discovered that it was an extremely rare case of hypermemory. People with amnesia do not have the ability to forget. Being able to remember first-hand experiences clearly and concretely to any detail. The benefits are obvious, but the pain of not having the ability to forget is also evident. In that broken package, I found a dirty ID card. Well, at least brother is still a person with an ID card, and even though he is a homeless beggar, the photo on his ID card is very beautiful and much more handsome than his original self. Su Luo comforted himself. Compared to this, what's more important is where to find something to eat. I haven't eaten anything for a whole day, my stomach is growling, and searching for food in the trash can is unscientific. If my extremely weak body can't withstand the risk of getting sick again, and besides, I can't do it, Su Luo is now a normal person. It's okay to try it at the supermarket. Although it's small in size, it's still decent food. I just walked to the door and was chased away by the security guard. Are you really going to beg? Can't afford to lose that person and find a gig. Although I am a person with an ID card, now with this domineering and sharp brother's attire, pedestrians on the road are avoiding me. Who dares to hire me? It's not bad if I don't drive myself away. I guess others might think I'm even dirtier than the bull after washing a bowl. The night is coming soon, and I don't know where to sleep at night. Back under that overpass. Is this forcing me to use the ultimate move? Difficulty, find the police, shoo shoo. Finally, her hair was dry, and the evening wind felt a bit cool on her body. Su Luo shrank her body. At the end of the workday, there were more cars and pedestrians coming and going on the road. The owner of the store behind occasionally glanced over here, probably because sitting for too long had affected people's business. It seems that if they don't leave again, others will come out to rush people. Su Luo is still engaged in an ideological struggle over whether to find the lovely and respectable police officer Shu Shu. At this moment, a woman walked up to him and stopped. Su Luo looked up at her, a chubby middle-aged lady in her early 50s, with hair mixed with a hint of grayness. Her cheeks had been imprinted with many fine lines by time, perhaps due to a tiring day at work. Her face was slightly tired. I saw her take out her wallet and open it. Her rough hand took out a red 100 yuan and smiled as she handed it over. Su Luo was stunned for a moment and didn't know how to react. She instinctively said, "Thank you, I'm not a beggar." The air seems to have solidified. The elder sister was also stunned, looking at Su Luo, with a very young face, about the same age as her own son. Her outstretched hand, holding the money, trembled slightly before retracting it. "I'm sorry, I'm very sorry, it was my rudeness," the older sister said, then turned around and left. The sound of sandal heels tapping on the cement road, clattering. Looking at her departing figure, Su Luo was instantly dumbfounded and regretful. Let you pretend, let you pretend. I slapped myself 10,000 times in my heart, tears streaming down my face. That's 100 yuan, a life-saving 100 yuan. I still live yesterday, without worries about food and clothing. As a successful person, I will slap myself 10,000 times. If God gives me another chance, I can only find an excuse to say that after all, I have no experience, and the baby's heart is bitter. I sat still for a few more minutes, watching the crowds coming and going, and smelling the fragrance wafting from restaurants and pastry shops on the roadside. Hungry and determined to take action, Su Luo couldn't just sit and wait to die. Let's first try to find a temporary errand job and at least solve dinner. If no one dares to recruit, then go pick up the bottles. You can always earn 3 to 5 yuan. Since I was able to go from having nothing to making a career in my previous life with bare hands, I wouldn't starve to death if I changed my environment or identity, Su Luo thought to herself. I loosened my muscles and bones when I got up, and my body was a bit weak. Just as she was about to leave, the old lady turned back and was still carrying a bag in her hand. You can eat this box of lunch first, I don't mean anything else. I just think you might be in trouble and need some help, he said as he handed over the bag. Su Luo's eyes instantly turned red. What is a good person, what is an angel? That's right, there is still true love in the world. Thank you, good people will have good rewards, there will definitely be good rewards. Su Luo took the bag, his voice trembling a bit, incoherent. You're welcome, it's not easy. The older sister smiled and turned around, disappearing into the vast sea of people in no time. Oh, I was confused again just now, and then I remembered that I forgot to ask her what her name is. My heart was filled with mixed emotions, carrying the bag as if it weighed 1,000 pounds, and my hands were trembling all the time. One day, I will find her and give her back 1,000,000 times more, Su Luo thought to herself. Taking out the boxed lunch, Su Luo couldn't help but burst into tears. Under the boxed lunch, there was a red 100 yuan note pressed down. Quickly scooping food into his mouth, stuffing it full so that he wouldn't cry out loud. This day was a heart-wrenching one, transforming from a successful person like a heavenly pride to a restless wanderer, with a wealth so abundant that he had nothing to lose. From the envious gaze that others used to see him in the past, to now being scrutinized with various strange and disdainful looks. From being expelled to having a kind-hearted person sincerely deliver a boxed meal. From despair to emotion and then to excitement. On this day, Su Luo had her first meal in this unfamiliar parallel world, with a burning heart and tears in her eyes. 2, Chapter 2 Style Bar Street. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. A box lunch was eaten clean and tidy, with no leftover vegetable juice licked. Su Luo let out a deep hiccup, and there was nothing happier than a hot meal in hunger and cold. If there was one, it would be another night snack and a large glass of beer. Probably the best fork chicken rice I've ever had in my 2 lifetimes, Su Luo thought to herself. My stomach problem has been temporarily resolved, and I still have 100 yuan in my pocket. I feel happy in my heart, at least for the next few days I will still be starving. But living is not just about not starving to death, at least Su Luo is not. Night began to slowly fall, and the city's evening lights lit up, shining with neon lights, beautiful like fireworks. Slowly follow the crowd on the sidewalk, thinking as you walk, what can you do next? A sound of guitar echoed in her ear, and Su Luo stopped. It's a small band selling songs. Su Luo also stopped and leaned in. There were still many people around, but fortunately, Su Luo had a halo on him. When he saw someone dressed up like a god, he automatically retreated and walked to the front row. Within a few meters, the area immediately became empty, even more eye-catching than the young man who was singing in front of him. This kind of thing has become commonplace in Su Luo. I saw a microphone standing in front, with a young man carrying a guitar on his back, a girl holding a bass next to him, and a drummer standing in the shape of a college student. 3 meters in front of the young man, there is a guitar box, scattered pieces of money inside. With the accompaniment, the young man played and sang a song. Although the song was unheard of, from the perspective of Su Luo's professional musician, it was very amateur. He played the guitar well, and if it was at the level of singing, it would be understandable. Victory lies in singing hard, and the surrounding pedestrians and audience also joined in, throwing change at the guitar box in groups of 3 or 2. This actually gave Su Luo a hint. Yes, I can also sing. Simple violence is also professional, as long as I can play the guitar and solve the eating problem with my brother's skill, no matter how long it takes. Su Luo thought to herself. Thank you, thank you. After singing a song, the young man arched his hand and thanked the audience who came to invest money. Thank you all for your support. That's all for today. Thank you very much, said the female bassist, bowing in front of the microphone. Then start packing things. The surrounding audience also began to disperse. Is this over? Su Luo is still pondering whether to go up and borrow a guitar from them. The people had almost dispersed, and Su Luo hesitated for a moment before walking forward. "Brother, can I borrow your guitar and microphone and sing a song?" said Su Luo. "Ah." The three of them were stunned for a moment, looked at Su Luo for a while, and then the lead singer smiled and said, "Brother, there's no other meaning. You dress up like this. Can you sing?" She was quite talkative, but she also expected such questioning. Su Luo smiled and scratched her head. "Isn't this a difficult situation? I see you're singing quite happily and I want to give it a try. Maybe we can make a profit of 5 or 10 yuan to buy a boxed lunch and sing one song. What do you think?" Su Luo, a bachelor, said, "Look, your hands are clean and won't dirty your guitar." The young man hesitated for a moment. If he had seen such a beggar or homeless person on a regular basis, he would not have paid attention because it was mostly a mental illness. He just listened to this person's clear and organized speech, and at least he didn't feel like he was crazy. But if you really believe that he can sing like this, you may be crazy. "Big brother, we didn't mean it that way. It wasn't easy either. It just didn't happen today and we were in a hurry. We were also eager to go and have fun on the annual rock night at the Fun Bar Street. Sorry about it. Let's do it next time, let's do it next time." The little brother said, but this explanation was more like finding an excuse to get rid of him. Right, big brother. Anyone can go up and sing on that stage. If you want to sing, you can go up directly. If you have the ability, maybe you can become popular, the long-haired drummer next to him joked. "Rock night?" Su Luo asked. "Yes, we have a great reputation here. All the young singers and music enthusiasts in the industry will go there. Our strength will definitely not dare to go on stage, so let's join in and broaden our horizons," said the young man. "Okay," decisively rejected, "there's nothing to be sad about, as expected. At least others are willing to talk and say a few more words, that's great." After saying thank you, Su Luo also left. It is indeed a bit reckless, so it is almost impossible to borrow it. If I were myself, I wouldn't have borrowed it either. Playing and singing guitar seems impossible tonight. I don't know how the guitar prices in this world are, but 100 yuan is probably enough to hang on. If it doesn't work, I'll buy a harmonica or something. Anyway, with instruments that can produce sound, Su Luo can play them well, and he doesn't have to play and sing. He has this confidence and strength. If it really doesn't work, just sing it off. So what? Having determined the path of performing arts, Su Luo also has confidence in her heart and is absolutely feasible. However, for now, Su Luo does not plan to implement it immediately. He wants to go and see the music level and atmosphere of the rock night that the singer mentioned earlier. In this unfamiliar world, Su Luo still knows too little. Style Bar Street. Rock night. Well, that's it. The bar is a great place, maybe you can find a drunken by Fume, a beautiful CEO, or something, and walk towards the pinnacle of life. Isn't that the same routine used in novels? Su Luo thought optimistically. "Hello, may I ask how to get to the Fun Bar Street?" "I don't know," an uncle said, covering his nose. "Hello, may I ask how to get to the Fun Bar Street?" "I'm not sure." The mother who was originally holding the child immediately picked up the child and hurriedly walked away. Just asking for a way, as for what? Brother looks like a bad person. Like a bad person. Well, it doesn't look like a good person, at least not a normal person. It's really disgusting to gods and ghosts. "Hello, may I ask where is the Fun Bar Street?" "At XXXXXXXX, a little girl replied. "Thank you," Su Luo said with tears streaming down her face. After asking several questions, she finally had a kind-hearted person. "Sister, you are much more beautiful than an angel," Su Luo said from the bottom of her heart. The little girl blushed and walked away. Well, a simple girl, cute and adorable. A good person lives a peaceful life. I finally got it. The place is not far and it takes about 20 to 30 minutes to walk. It looks really lively. When we were still some distance away from the bar street, we had already seen many handsome men and beautiful women dressed in trendy clothes leaning towards that side. The hair is colorful, this one who plays visual games is very cute. The one carrying an instrument is probably a singer, a beautiful woman dressed in revealing clothes. This outfit is very nightclub, very pleasing to the eye. I like it. From afar, there were already bursts of exhilarating music, rock nights, bands, dance floors, and fine wine. Su Luo began to look forward to it. Chapter 3. Rock Night. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. There is a large square in front of the bar street, and a stage is built on the square. The stage is well set up and has not officially started yet. It seems like music is playing and stage lighting is being adjusted. There is a dividing line composed of red stripes in front of the stage. At this point, the square was basically crowded with young handsome men and beautiful women. 5 or 10 bands are forming small circles, and there are already many bands playing and singing. They are singing loudly, and they probably want to show off on stage later. Before it even started, the atmosphere had already risen. The guitar, bass, and drum beats were boiling with excitement, and a few couldn't help but shake themselves. In the eyes of many people, people who play rock and roll dress up strangely, exaggeratedly, and boldly. There is no place on their whole body that no longer attracts the attention of others. But only after Su Luo walked into the square did this group realize that they were all scumbags, and this big brother was the real cow. The people on the square are communicating in groups of 3 or 2. Look, that's the lead singer of the band at the night bar, so handsome. This year looks even more lively than last year. Wow, look, the Spring City Band is also here, over there. The 2 girls were whispering with stars in their eyes. I don't know if there are any other ruthless people besides the bar's resident singers, such as a 3rd-tier and 4th-tier celebrity, said a group of people. Cut, brother, you can tell at a glance that you're a new driver. You're playing here with strength. No matter how many lines come, if you don't have any strength, you can't even stand here, okay? A young man with a northeastern accent immediately answered him. Last year, a little fresh meat player who came back from the country of Bangzi came here to pretend to be forced. However, he took himself too seriously and caused the audience to roar down. The game here only depends on his strength, don't you understand? Added Dongbei-in. So arrogant. How can you rely on your strength? What rules? The passerby was very interested. Hey, it's going to start right away. Don't you know later? The rules are very simple, and it's up to us the final say, said the Northeast brother. It's about to start, everyone is gathered around the stage. Whether it's rock music enthusiasts, those who come to bars to play, or those who pass by and are attracted. In short, the stage in front of the square was instantly filled with crowds. Su Luo naturally squeezed to the front row without any pressure. After all, he had a halo and lacked combat power automatically bounce out of a 3-meter range. Damn it, even stinky beggars are sneaking in. Do you understand music? What kind of fun are you meddling in? Soon, someone was already unhappy. Really, hey, that stinky beggar, why don't you get out of here? There's no bottle to pick up here. Can you manage it? What about the programs you run at home? I love watching them here and don't want you to bite me, do you? Su Luo replied, this kind of scumbag. Su Luo never hesitated. You. The person next to them was about to retort when the opening music started and the audience cheered and screamed. At exactly 8 p.m., Rock Night officially begins. With the frantic opening music, the stage lights turned on, and colorful beams of light swept wildly across the stage. The audience below also shook up with the music lights. The opening music stopped and the host ran up the stage. Oh. Brother Pao. I love you, the audience instantly boiled up and cheered. Okay, thank you all. It seems that many people know me. The host, known as Pao Gu, lifted his tattooed flower arm and greeted the audience. Thank you all for your support. Jointly sponsored by major bars in the Fun Bar Street, the Rock Enthusiasts Carnival Night is officially starting. Tonight, it's a night of celebration for all music fans. Not only are there good programs and music, but all the bars and beers on the street are also discounted. Wow. The audience responded enthusiastically. Pao Gu extended his hand again, made a slightly calm gesture, and continued speaking. The Rock and Roll Carnival Night, held by the Charm Bar Street, is now the 5th edition. Along the way, it has transformed from a small bar street event to today's city-wide carnival music festival. I am very grateful for the support of music enthusiasts. Brother Cannon, I will give you a fist. Without further ado, do you understand tonight's rules? Brother Cannon finished speaking and lifted my to the audience below. Understood. Ouch. It seems like there are quite a few old guns, right? However, the rules still need to be reiterated. So as not to let any behavior that doesn't know the rules ruin everyone's mood. Ha! The audience booed and then laughed. The old cannons all know what it is, talking about a small fresh meat that returned from a country like Bangzi last year playing big names here and pretending not to be successful. Don't shoo, everyone give me face, Brother Pao. The host made a low voice gesture again, so, the rule of Rock and Roll Carnival Night is that anyone can grab the wheat and sing. Yes, anyone, the emperor, or a beggar can do it. Of course, uncle, you can do it too. Brother Pao pointed to the bald man in front and said. Ha, the audience burst into laughter. Yes, our original intention for hosting a carnival night was to provide a stage for all music enthusiasts' dreams to soar and ignite their passion on stage. So, don't be shy later. If you want to sing, stand up for me. Although it is based on a mindset of communication and learning, the group of music fans and rock enthusiasts in front of me are not easy to deceive. If they are not satisfied, then you will have to accept a small punishment. Cannon Brother lifted the red cloth covering a table in front, which was filled with glasses and beer, and continued. If the audience thinks your singing is average, then your microphone will be taken over by the next contestant, and you will be penalized with 1 glass, which will be a bottle of beer. Pao Gu poured beer into his glass while speaking. So you know, if a singer sings mediocre, don't boo. They're all friends, and if it sounds good or bad, just shout out loud. Cannon pointed the microphone at the music fans below the stage. Singing and drinking. Singing and drinking, enthusiasts enthusiastically responded. That's right, it seems that there are really quite a few old cannons. If you think the guy on stage can sing well, then why don't you shout? Ank, that's right, it seems everyone understands the rules. So if the audience can shout ank, the singer on stage must return to continue singing, and can repeat or change songs. If you have outstanding strength, after 3 anks, congratulations, you will receive a cash reward of 30,000 yuan jointly sponsored by Heineken Beer and Charm Bar Street. Pao Gu said, walking to the left side of the stage, lifting a red cloth, a glass cover, covered with a stack of high cash. Wow. The impact of a stack of cash is not weak. However, let's start with the ugly words. Our audience is not easy to deceive, right? 3 encores are not easy, Pao Gu kept blinking at the audience, with a look of expression that you understand. Ha, yes, I just want to watch drinking. Oh, the audience understood. So, I announce that the 5th Style Bar Street Rock Carnival Night is officially open. Are you ready? Wow. The audience responded enthusiastically. So first of all, let's invite the first band, which we are familiar with, the Night Bar Resident Band, Spring City Band, Pao Gu roared. Can I sing a song in Chapter 4? You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. This translator is experiencing an error, please try another translator. Chapter 5. Nothing shocking. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. I once kept asking non-stop questions, when will you come with me, but you always laugh at me, I have nothing. Instantly explode. Zhao Xiaolei and his group were stunned, the host was stunned, the singers were stunned, and the entire audience was stunned. I thought it was just a funny little episode, but I didn't expect it to have such a strong contrast. Who would have thought that the person on stage, dressed in rags and looking like a beggar no matter what, just spoke and shook the whole room? The explosive voice, this is just the first sentence. The entire audience felt a surge of hot blood rushing up from their heels to their heads, causing their scalp to tingle and their heartbeat to accelerate. In an instant, they exploded in their heads, and then they couldn't help but shout out, wow oh. Wandering and confused, but full of great energy and passion, this TM is rock, the music that can give people power. After an uncontrollable exclamation, the whole audience held their breath and stared closely at Su Luo on stage. The audience holding their phones also forcefully controlled their slightly trembling hands, not wanting to miss any small moment. Is this the beggar we met before? I'm not dreaming, am I? Zhao Xiaolei was stunned and shook the long-haired guy beside him. Yes. Right. The long-haired drummer was also stunned, his voice trembling a bit. I want to give you my pursuit and my freedom, but you always laugh at me having nothing. Oh, when will you come with me? Oh, when will you come with me? On stage, Su Luo continued to sing, and when she reached this point, she suddenly stomped her feet and roared with even more passionate and high-pitched voices, the ground under my feet is walking, the water around me is flowing, but you always laugh at me and have nothing. Why do you always laugh so hard? Why do I always pursue it? Do I still have nothing in front of you? Oh, when will you come with me? Sleeping slot. Oh my goodness. Where exactly did this person come from? What kind of song is this? I've never heard of it before. Crazy, everyone is crazy, and the excitement can no longer be suppressed. The whole audience was deafening with applause and cheers. Beggar. A homeless person. This is a master of live streaming in the folk. A few minutes ago, they thought this person was a fool, but now the audience only feels like they are a fool. I originally just wanted him to go up and watch a joke, but now I feel so lucky. If I hadn't just fooled around with the mentality of watching a monkey show, I might have missed such a shocking performance tonight. I'll tell you, I've been waiting for a long time, and I'll tell you my final request. I want to grab your hands, so come with me now at this moment. Your hands are trembling, and your tears are flowing. May I still have nothing in front of you? Oh, when will you come with me? Oh, when will you come with me? The lyrics express the pain of having nothing, while also constantly yearning for and pursuing the ideal and freedom of a happy life. Although seemingly self-deprecating, I have nothing, it expresses affirmation and confidence in the spirit of self-pursuit and relying on self-struggle. At such a moment, Su Luo on the stage had nothing, but he was confident that he could conquer this place. Even with the loud mockery, he would stand up. This is a song that sings out the voices of young people. They are lost and have nothing, feeling ashamed and at a loss in front of the person they long for. I'm afraid I can't give her better, I'm afraid I'm not qualified, I'm afraid I'll be rejected when I speak up, but this song gives them strength. In the eyes of others, perhaps I really have nothing, I am so poor that I only have freedom and unattainable pursuits, but I am willing to give everything for you. Are you willing to go with me? Without bold words, using the most simple and straightforward language, singing out the voices of many people, inspiring and making people's blood boil. Sing a song. Wow, whoa, 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 whoa. Ank. 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 The sound was deafening. Applause, cheers, unable to subside for a long time, Su Luo stood quietly on the stage, watching the audience. The famous song of Cui Jian, the great god of his past life, is a palace-level rock music in mainland China. In that era, it was popular throughout the country, and no one knew who was not familiar with it. If such a small scene could not shake, could he still be called the godfather of Chinese rock? Looking at myself again, at this moment, this song is simply tailor-made for myself. Isn't my current self really, without anything? The audience was also watching Su Luo, with a different gaze from the previous few minutes. The ridicule and questioning have disappeared, and now they have all become the gaze of worshippers. Ank's cry couldn't stop at all. This is a feeling that these rock enthusiasts have never experienced before. Rock music has been introduced from abroad for some years, but there are not many singers in China who can truly sing rock well. It can only be said that they have been imitating and never surpassed. No, not to mention surpassing, not even reaching the average height of others. And the beggar-like person on stage now shows everyone the new hope of Chinese rock. Perhaps in the near future, they can also proudly say, who says Chinese rock is not good? Thank you. A song called Nothing for Everyone, said Su Luo as she released her guitar. Having nothing, this song is called Having Nothing. Hey, did you just take a picture? Shoo, don't touch me. I'm still filming. It's original. I've never heard of it. It's too awesome. I love you, awesome. So, can I continue singing, right? Su Luo glanced at the already crazy audience below and took a deep breath, then turned to look at the host who was still daydreaming and said. Upon being asked by Su Luo, the experienced host Pao Gu finally came to his senses. Sing. Of course you have to sing, you have to sing. Who wouldn't let you sing? I'm in a hurry with him, Pao Gu said, completely forgetting that he was trying his best to stop Su Luo from coming on stage just now. It seems that he was also so shocked that he couldn't do it himself. This Cliff is a master, and a song of this level, packaged by a music company, can become popular throughout the country. If there were another song of such high standard, he felt that their Bar Street Music Festival would catch fire. If you compare goods, you have to throw them away, if you compare people, you have to die. Compared to this one, those contestants who just took the stage can be left with no scum in seconds, and even more so than many truly famous singers who have debuted. The most important thing is that he just sang with only one guitar. Yes, he only played his own guitar, and there were no other instruments to accompany him. Just by singing voice, the rock and roll has made people out of their minds. How awesome will the complete soundtrack version of this song be? I can't imagine it. An expert, an absolute expert, such a talent is like a fire temporarily wrapped in paper, it cannot be hidden. After a while, we must pull him down. As he reached out to suppress the voices of the audience, Pao Gu continued, like you all, I have countless questions in my heart at this moment, but let's go through the process first. Now, let's invite this contestant to continue singing. Thank you, Su Luo said, and then picked up the guitar. Oh, because of that stunning song just now, the audience below the stage became even more numerous, and many passers-by were attracted. The audience was crowded and the stage was tightly surrounded. What will he sing this time? I want to hear him sing that song again. Can you sing new original content? Will there still be such original content? Isn't that a blow? Enthusiasts were discussing, and no one dared to doubt Su Luo's strength anymore, only their faces were filled with anticipation. Sing that song again, shouted an audience member. Yes, sing that song again. Someone immediately responded. What to sing? Actually, Su Luo had already thought about it before coming up. Since he had brought out the great god Cui Jian from his previous life, let's do another song. Cleared his throat, took a deep breath, picked up the guitar, and started playing. Chapter 6 Don't be infatuated with brother. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. This song is called Fake Monk. I hope you like it, said Su Luo. Amidst the anticipation of the crowd, Su Luo played the prelude and opened his mouth. I have to walk from south to north, and I have to walk from white to black. I want people to see me but not know who I am. If you see that I'm a bit tired, please pour me a bowl of water. If you have fallen in love with me, please kiss my mouth. I have these feet, I have these legs, I have these mountains and rivers. I want all of this, but don't hate or regret. Wow. Sure enough, the new song is original. Shoo, don't make any noise. The audience exploded again in an instant. I want all of this, but don't hate or regret. If you want to fall in love with me, don't be afraid to regret it. One day, I will fly away. I don't want to stay in one place, nor do I want anyone to follow. I need to walk from south to north, and I also need to walk from white to black. I want people to see me, but they don't know who I am. I just want to see you look beautiful. But I don't want to know you're suffering. I want to get the water in the sky, but it's not your tears. I don't want to believe that there is really a devil, nor do I want to oppose anyone. You don't want to know who I really am, nor do you want to see my hypocrisy. Lie. Fake Xing Monk, another representative song of Cui Jin Dashan, is presented at this moment, and combined with Su Luo's current identity, it is also incredibly fitting. At the end of the song, all the fans hummed along with the rhythm of the melody, thinking that it was a superstar holding a concert. This song doesn't have the same shocking feeling as the previous one, Nothing, but this song, this lyrics, this is a person with a story. What kind of person is he? A wanderer who travels from south to north. His ideal of freedom, he has traveled through mountains and rivers, experiencing, and feeling. Flowers have passed through it, leaves have not touched his body, and everything in his life is a traveler. He is also a traveler in the eyes of others, not lingering, not looking back. There is always a scenery waiting for him ahead. Just like the lyrics sing, love me. Then love, but don't try to kidnap my freedom with anything, because I only have freedom left. Free and easy. Indulgence. Unrestrained. This is the reflection of his inner self, right? But in fact, he cannot face it on his own, helpless, and unable to find his true feelings. It is not too much to say that it is an escape. Is that why he is called a fake monk? Classic, absolutely classic. Tell me, this is a certain music hall, not a small music festival held on the bar street. Countless viewers are shouting in their hearts. After listening to a great song, I had a lot to say, but when I wanted to speak up, I found that I couldn't express myself and could only shout loudly. Come and vent. Ank. 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 The neat sound was deafening, boiling, and the entire square was boiling. Moved. Shocking. Perhaps there are all of them, but I don't have time to savor them carefully, organize them carefully, and savor them slowly. No words can describe the emotions of the audience on stage at this moment. Host Pao Gu is crazy, Zhao Xiaolei's small band is crazy, the singers participating in the music festival are crazy, and all the audience is already crazy at this moment. I want to call out his name, but I don't even know his name. The strong emotions have nowhere to be released. At this moment, there is only shouting, only shouting. Ank. Ank. Thank you, Su Luo bowed and said. Singing 2 songs in a row, my weak body feels a bit overwhelmed. But I was very excited inside, partly because standing on stage singing and the feeling of cheering from the crowd below was really great. Of course, more importantly, with a bonus of 30,000 yuan, it seems that we are about to win and immediately become extremely poor and strive for a moderately prosperous society. Can you tell us your name? Pao Gu was also excited. My name is Su Luo, Su Luo replied. Su Luo. Ank. Su Luo. Ank. Su Luo. Ankh. The audience shouted again. Our little music festival, Rock and Roll Carnival Night, has been going on for 5 years. In the past 5 years, you have been the most incredible singer I have ever seen. I can see that you are a person with a story. Can you tell us your story? Brother Pao couldn't help but turn into a curious baby. How to put it? I have a story, do you have wine? Su Luo smiled. Brother Pao was taken aback, his heart racing with excitement. You are truly an expert, you speak eloquently. I have a story, do you have wine? A simple sentence deeply touches a person's soft heart. After a moment of confusion, the old host immediately said, Yes, waiter, drink. Let's hear your story. Another big glass of beer, Su Luo took it and smiled, saying, Come on, the stories are all in the wine. Gudong drank it all in one gulp. Men. His mother handsome. I really want to hear him tell a story, said a spicy girl, her eyes lit up. The audience was once again restless. But in fact, Su Luo is really thirsty. The boxed lunch I had in the evening was already thoroughly digested, and my stomach was already empty. 2 songs, 2 big glasses of beer. A cool breeze is blowing, slightly tipsy. Alright, let's continue. Su Luo said, wanting to finish it quickly while the alcohol was still in his mind. So, now let's invite Su Luo to continue singing, Pao Gu said as he saw the situation. He also understood that Su Luo had already won, because everyone present, including him, had been conquered. Even if Su Luo sang a children's song on the platform at this moment, it was estimated that everyone would still shout, Ankh. Then I'll sing again, nothing. Because I'm not prepared, there's no accompaniment, no drum beats, so you can cooperate with me, Su Luo said, reaching out his hands to beat the rhythm. The audience naturally clapped their palms according to the rhythm, and suddenly, the atmosphere became fanatical again. Sing along with those who know how to sing, shake to the rhythm. I once asked non-stop when you would come with me, but you always laugh at me for having nothing. I want to give you my pursuit and my freedom. The pace has accelerated this time, and it has become even more exciting. The entire square is swaying, dancing, and jumping. Let me tell you, I've been waiting for a long time, let me tell you my final request. Another roar of grief and indignation drove Su Luo crazy, and the audience also went crazy. This rock and roll night has completely turned into a solo performance for Su Luo. I want to grab your hands, so come with me now at this moment. Your hands are trembling, and your tears are flowing. Perhaps you are telling me that you love me with nothing. Oh, come with me now. Thank you. Thank you. After singing again, Su Luo's eyes turned red and he choked up. Oops, whoa, 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 whoa. Ankh. 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 I want to go with you. Still an endless ankh, the feeling of being loved by everyone is really good. The cheers she had never enjoyed in her past life, and at this moment, Su Luo already knew where her path was. 3 songs, the voice has already begun to hoarse. Faced with the constant sound of "nku," one can only express gratitude and thank you again. Thank you, thank you. On the 3rd encore, congratulations to Su Luo for winning the reward. At the same time, thank you to him for bringing us a wonderful and unforgettable night. The voice of Pao Gu shouted. It's over, it's over. There's no point continuing anymore. The king has been born. Give him your cheers, screams, and shouts. Tonight's king, Su Luo. 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 I love you, I want to give you a monkey. That spicy girl jumped up and screamed. Thank you, beautiful woman. Don't be obsessed with me, I'm just a legend. Su Luo raised his glass again. The Bar Street Music Festival, Rock and Roll Carnival Night, has come to a perfect end, but the carnival is not over yet. Friends, enjoy your drink. Oh. Su Luo's head was a bit dizzy, and in the end, the alcohol successfully occupied the highland. 3 bottles of wine, top, 3 songs, take off. Explosive music, a frenzy of crowds. Beloved by countless people, the stage lights flicker like a dream. Chapter 7. First Friend. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Su Luo won without any doubt, or rather completely crushing. The singing has ended, but the frenzy among rock enthusiasts has not yet ended. They have just changed their positions, and fans flock from the square stage to the major bars on the bar street, raising their glasses and drinking heartily, discussing the scene with relish. Bully, I didn't expect such a divine figure to appear on a rock carnival night. Yes, it's not worth it. It's too awesome. The song, Nothing, has made me crazy. I prefer fake monks. Actually, the beggar just now, no, it's legendary brother. When he said he was going on stage, I guessed he must have anticipated it. A clearly drunk singer boasted to his friends. You can just brag, guess what? At that time, nobody just wanted to see a joke. But he was indeed a genius, his companion immediately retorted. Unfortunately, with this appearance, is there any mental illness? I don't know if there will be any chance to hear such a song in the future. I don't know, listening to him is just a normal person. Maybe he has encountered some difficulties. Did you shoot a video just now? Share it with me, come on. Fans and wine enthusiasts were discussing, while at this moment, Su Luo was vigorously masturbating meat skewers, with a beef skewer in her left hand and a lamb skewer in her right hand. Her 2 beards were covered in oil, and her image was impressive. Damn his sister's image, the belly is more important. Sitting next to him was the host Pao Gu, who had just arrived. He was completely stunned at the moment and was determined to look at Su Luo Kwangsai. Yes, after the game, Brother Pao didn't follow the singers to the bar, but pulled Su Luo out and stripped the skewers on the night market stall. Big brother, please slow down. No one is competing with you, how hungry you are. Brother Pao was speechless for a moment. People are iron. Sob. Su Luo pouted, unable to complete a sentence. Forget it, you eat first. After a hearty meal, I finally filled my stomach, wiped my mouth with a tissue, collapsed on the back of the chair, and gave it a long tilt hiccup. It's great. Brother Pao looked at the disheveled table, wanting to cry without tears, and I hadn't even finished a string. How did you look like this? At first sight, I thought you were a mentally ill patient. Where did you come from to ruin the situation? I almost couldn't stand it, but as soon as you spoke, I was knocked unconscious. Pao Gu poured Su Luo a drink. Mental illness. Take it for granted, Su Luo smiled bitterly. What does it mean to take it seriously? It doesn't sound like you're talking or singing. You're not a fugitive, are you? Canon asked mysteriously. Su Luo said, Pao Gu is very talkative and started chatting with Hu Luo from all over the world. Su Luo is actually not very good at chatting, she is more of a listener. Pao Ji's name is Mai Lin, he is 29 years old this year. He said he used to be a little thug and dropped out of middle school. Drinking, fighting, and picking up girls without proper work, at the age of 20, I finally understood. Carrying a package, I came to Beijing to explore. With a dream of becoming a big star and standing out, he began his life as a drifter in the north. In his words, however, his talent is limited. He can't sing or act well, but he still hasn't made it to this day. However, his efforts have not been in vain. He still has some reputation on the bar street, usually playing CDs in bars. At night, he works as a DJ, and a few small bars on the bar street take turns running. Occasionally, he does some small jobs such as hosting commercial performances and hosting ceremonies, but he hasn't starved to death. Pao Gu kept talking, while Su Luo listened quietly, occasionally adding a few words. Okay, buddy, I was originally pulling you out to hear your story, but I actually explained everything myself. Pao Gu filled up his beer and drank another glass before continuing, don't call me brother, I'm only in my early 20s. Little fresh meat, just call me by name. Su Luo rolled his eyes. No, I can't tell at all. When I cut my hair and shaved my beard, actually, pulling you out was for a purpose, wanting to explore your background and see if we could bring you to a bar as a resident singer. What are your plans for the future? Cannon asked. Let's find a place to spend the night later. Now that we have money, we can't starve for the time being. Let's fix our image and have a few full meals to rest for a few days. Su Luo replied, I need to tidy up well. I'm in a hurry. If you don't mind, come stay overnight at my place tonight. I rented a house myself and it was a bit crowded, but I'm the only one living here. Let's settle down first, and if there's anything else I can do, I can also help, said Pao Gu. I won't disturb you tonight. I'll go to the hotel and open a room first. I'll see you tomorrow. Seeing Su Luo persisting, Pao Gu didn't say much anymore. He drank another cup and then rushed to settle the bill. Of course, he scolded him. Why are you still rushing to pay the bill like this? I bought a few sets of clothes at the night market with Su Luo, and then went to the convenience hotel. In the eerie gaze of the receptionist, I opened a room. To be honest, if it weren't for Brother Pao, the hotel would probably have been bombed out by the security guard before he even entered. Brother Pao was there, with his colorful tattooed arm resting on Su Luo's shoulder, and a glance instantly sent the restless security guard back. I took down Brother Pao's phone number and said goodbye to them. Remember to contact me tomorrow, or I can come and find you, Pao Gu instructed as he left. Okay, thank you. Hi, we hit it off. I've made friends with you, remember to call me tomorrow. He waved his hand and Pao Gu also left. You are also a kind-hearted person, Su Luo, Su Luo. It seems that your luck is really good. On this day, Su Luo made her first friend. In the hotel room, I cut my messy long hair a few times and then took a beautiful shower. With hot water and a bathtub, I meticulously scrubbed my whole body for hours and wiped out all the bath liquid in the hotel bathroom. Change into new pajamas, and there is still a thick stack of red soft girl coins by the bedside. The brand new banknotes emit a unique printing smell, which is reassuring. Finally, you can sleep soundly. Su Luo lay happily on the soft big bed, feeling sore all over after a tiring day. However, when she lay peacefully on the bed, she couldn't fall asleep. Her mind kept replaying today's experience, while her heart was calculating what she would do tomorrow. It wasn't until long that she slowly fell asleep. While Su Luo was still dreaming, a short video was constantly being shared on her social media and Weibo. Rock and Roll Carnival Night on Bar Street reveals God's beggar or God of songs. Mama asks me why kneeling to watch videos, he's a beggar. I don't believe him. Don't be infatuated with brother. Brother is just a legend. Rock and Roll Carnival Night reveals divine comedy, legendary brother burns out the audience. What does a true expert mean in the folk? Have you learned about some fresh meat? Don't ask me who he is, I only know his name is legend. Brother. Netizens who had watched the video were also shocked. At the beginning of the video, they thought it was a joke. When Su Luo spoke up, the strong contrast made them kneel down instantly. Sleeping trough, this guy is so awesome. Mama asked me why I was kneeling and looking at the computer. The knee has been offered. What kind of song is this? It's really awesome. Big love, nothing, the songs on the music charts are all sorts of things. It's fake, it's a request to come over. Anyway, I don't believe it, it must be hype. Stupid X upstairs, my brother was on the scene at the time, and the whole room was also in a daze. I have a story, do you have wine? Don't be obsessed with me, I'm just a legend. This guy is a literary youth. There is a saying that from the atmosphere of the video, it doesn't seem like a joke, and from the conversation, it can be seen that they are indeed talented people, but I don't know why they wander and become beggars. The movie Fake Monk is fantastic, and from now on, I will become a fan of legendary brother Brain. Seeking the true identity of legendary brother and rewarding him greatly. Please reward the recorded versions of Nothing and Fake Monk. I want to know his story, I appreciate it. Please provide all the information called Su Luo and reward him greatly. Chapter 8. New Internet Celebrity Legend Brother. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Su Luo woke up, to be precise, from hunger. Her whole body was still sore and too tired. It was already 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and if it weren't for the rumbling of her stomach protesting, Su Luo would probably have been able to sleep until tomorrow morning. Rubbing my messy hair, stretching comfortably, and getting up to wash up. Then the young lady at the front desk walked out of the hotel with a surprised gaze. The hairstyle was so stunning that she couldn't help but be amazed. Cut, haven't you ever seen a handsome guy? Artist, do you understand? Artists are like this. Well, appearance is more important than eating. I don't want to be seen as a weirdo anymore, at least it shouldn't affect the city's appearance. Passing through the street, I walked into a small barber shop. There's no need to take care of this hair anymore. I just shaved off a small bald head and let it grow again. My beard is also shaved clean. Not to mention, after cutting my hair and shaving my beard, my whole body has changed. Looking at myself in the mirror, with big double eyelids, high nose bridge, thin lips, just one word, handsome. This appearance is much more handsome than my past self, can it be considered a rebirth benefit? Except for a slightly emaciated face and dark skin, this is normal. After wandering on the streets for so long, exposed to the sun and rain, eating and sleeping outdoors, I will turn white in the future. The barber also sighed inwardly, recalling Su Luo's messy appearance when he came in. After a little tidying up, he completely changed, and the sleazy and messy man became a handsome guy. Say goodbye to the barber, the small restaurant is full of food. I opened an account and applied for a card while the bank was still open. I left some cash and all the other money was saved in. Walking on the street with a thick stack of cash, feeling very insecure, everyone looks like a thief. Then I went to a mobile phone store, picking and choosing. I gritted my teeth and stomped my feet, bought a phone that was over 3,000 yuan, and then bought a phone card to charge a few hundred yuan. It was bleeding profusely and painful. I called Brother Pao, but it was a recorded call. Hello, this is Xiao Pao. I am unable to answer the phone at the moment. Please leave a message after you hear a beep. I'm Su Luo. I bought a phone and here is my number. Please be busy for a while before contacting me. I hung up the phone and played with my phone in the phone store for a while, it's no different from my previous life's phone. I downloaded several commonly used apps, applied for a WeChat account, and sent a friend verification to Brother Pao. I went to buy a duckbill cap again, which blocked my bald head. I couldn't think of anything else to do for now. Su Luo decided to go back to the hotel first, and let's wait until we think of other things. When passing by the lobby, I grinned at the front desk girl, making her feel a bit puzzled. Hee, little sample, can't you recognize me? Go back to the room and open the computer inside. It's time to learn more about other information. After browsing various news, gossip websites, and forums for nearly 2 hours, Su Luo stopped and looked at the screen in a daze, lost in thought. The technological environment is the same as the Earth, but whether it's TV dramas, movies, or music, there are indeed no works of the Earth here. And the level is not comparable to that of Earth, there are not many good works, and the entertainment status in China is similar to that of Earth in the past, belonging to a status that is not much compared to other countries. Don't mention any cultural exports, they have been constantly being exported and there is not much innovation. Of course, there are also some variety shows similar to those from previous lives. What's better than in my previous life is that I did a great job in terms of copyright. Strict laws protect intellectual property rights, and piracy is almost non-existent. Moreover, everyone has a genuine awareness of it, which is thousands of times stronger than in previous lives. Compared to the rampant piracy in previous lives, this place is simply a paradise for creators. Thinking of this, Su Luo became excited. Su Luo doesn't have anything else, but those classic masterpieces on Earth are all in his head. Due to hypermemory, any experience or work one has seen will unconsciously and deeply imprint in their mind, with every note and shot being incredibly clear. And now that I have memorized everything completely and brought it over, it's just fun, not like cheating. There are countless giants standing behind me now. The original owner's abnormal talent, combined with Su Luo's huge memory bank, perfectly blended and stacked. Su Luo's eyes lit up, as if he saw countless small coins waving at him. By the way, quickly register the copyright of the 2 songs sung last night. Fill in personal information, verify it, log into the copyright website, and you can directly register copyright there. It's very convenient. Su Luo not only registered Nothing and Fake Monk, but also conveniently registered dozens of well-known classic music. There are many classic songs, so there's no need to use them in vain. As soon as the cost was settled, Su Luo's face was filled with tears. She sang 100 yuan per song, and the damn egg lost a few thousand yuan. But it's okay, this money must be spent, and it's worth it. Busy work done, it's already evening. Rubbing my slightly dry eyes, my phone rang. Connect the phone, it was Pao Ge calling. Before Su Luo could speak, Pao Ge's voice came from the other end of the phone. Hey, Su Luo, no, it's time to call you Legend Brother now. What? Legend Brother. You don't know yet, you're really hot now. The video of you singing last night was sent to the fans, and now the reposts are not even millions, but also several million. Nowadays, online netizens call you Legendary Brother. Hey, I can't explain it clearly on the phone. You can go online and search for Legend Brother to find it. I just finished work and I'll go to the hotel to find you. Wait for me, let's have dinner together, and then I'll talk to you slowly. Okay, when you ring my phone, I'll get better. Su Luo replied and hung up the phone. What? Seems to have become an internet celebrity. After hanging up the phone, I opened the webpage and searched for Legend Brother. Sure enough, there was a lot of information. The bulliest beggar, conquering the whole room with rock and roll carnival night, beggar or god of songs. Mama asks me why kneeling to watch videos, he's a beggar. I don't believe him, don't be infatuated with brother is just a legend, don't ask me who he is, I only know his name is Legend Brother, the sources are all Weibo short videos. I clicked on them and watched them, then chuckled foolishly. That night, my appearance was really stunning. The comments below the video are mostly unanimous praise, including good songs, domineering looks, and Su Luo's identity and background, as well as some doubts about hype and intentional hiring of people to create program effects. These Su Luo characters are naturally automatically blocked. I have really become an internet celebrity, although there are many one-time and fresh things about internet celebrities, and as soon as the topic passes, no one cares. But now, taking advantage of the heat, it's hard to justify not using it to attract some powder. I applied for a Weibo account, put on a duckbill hat, took a selfie with a click, and changed it into a profile picture. Then I posted the first Weibo post, "Hello everyone, I'm Su Luo." In 5 minutes no response, in 10 minutes there hasn't been much reaction yet. Should I shout on Weibo, I am Legend Brother? Too high. Profile, not suitable. 20 minutes later my phone rang, it should be Brother Pao who has arrived and answered the call. Hello, Brother Pao. Alright, I'll go down right away. It's important to eat first. When I got out of the elevator, I saw Brother Pao sitting on the sofa in the hotel lobby, smoking and playing with his phone while looking down. After changing his image and teasing his mind, Su Luo walked over and sat next to Pao Gu. Brother Pao looked up at Su Luo, but didn't recognize him. He lowered his head and continued playing with his phone. I really didn't recognize it. Su Luo remained silent and sat quietly next to Pao Gu, secretly happy in her heart. Pao Gu was playing with his phone, occasionally looking up to see if anyone had come down from the elevator. After 5 minutes, he finally couldn't wait and dialed Su Luo's number again. A few seconds later, it was connected, but a crisp ringtone of music played nearby. Su Luo couldn't help it anymore, patted Brother Pao's shoulder, and burst out laughing. Nanny, you already came down and sat next to me. I actually haven't noticed yet. Pao Gu was scared and took off Su Luo's duckbill cap, saying, "Sleeping trough, you're so handsome, aren't you? Are you fake? Are you lying to me?" Startled, he directly pushed Su Luo down and randomly touched her bald head. "Are you really a little fresh meat? I thought you were cheating me last night, there's no reason behind it. Handsome, isn't it? I'm sorry to interrupt you because you're so engrossed in playing on your phone. What are you looking at?" Su Luo said. Pao Gu said happily, "What about watching Weibo? After your video was posted, I gained a lot of followers. They all asked about your legendary brother. You don't know, my Weibo private message exploded, all of them were inquiring about you, and it didn't bother me to death." By the way, Pao Gu grabbed Su Luo's shoulder and raised his phone. "Why? Hey, look at the camera and shoot a short video. Let's start with 123. Hello everyone, I'm Xiao Pao Mailin. The handsome and unreasonable guy sitting next to me is the legendary guy you're looking for. Don't ask me, I just found out that the shaved legendary guy is so handsome. Come on, legendary brother, let's say hello to everyone. Hello everyone, I'm Su Luo. We're ready to go eat now, young man. I'll try my best to pour down the legendary brother and come up with more information." Su Luo said. After taking a few more photos with a click, Brother Pao stopped and said, "Okay, you can apply for a Weibo account to add me." Su Luo picked up her phone and said, "I have applied, scan the code." This is legendary brother, he just applied for Weibo and also exposed it to you. After circling Su Luo, Pao Gu posted the video and photos. Alright, let's eat first. The two of them arrived at a small restaurant and sat down to order food. The Weibo that was just posted exploded instantly. Isn't it? This is legend brother. It should be true, Pao Gu is the host of a rock and roll carnival night. I may not believe what others say. Wow, so handsome, my goodness. I don't believe it unless he performs the live song, Nothing. I'll follow legendary brother's Weibo first. Boring hype, I would say it's hiring a singer who pretends to be a beggar. Can this singing voice become a beggar? Stupid upstairs, I was on the scene that night, definitely not hired to pretend to be a beggar for the show. Netizens express various opinions. While waiting for the dishes to be served, Pao Gu kept watching and occasionally replied with comments. I'm also very popular, you see, my fans have increased by several thousand again, said Pao Gu happily. I'll make you happy, Su Luo replied. Pao Gu took Su Luo's phone, clicked on Weibo, and said, let me take a look at your fans. Many people should be following you, right? Sleeping slot. How long has it been? Over 100,000, exclaimed Pao Gu. It's really frustrating that people are more popular than people. Just thinking about how hard it is to save some attention, Su Luo just opened a Weibo account and it exploded instantly. A lot of messages, won't you reply? Pao Gu said. Su Luo saw that the dishes were served and took his phone, saying, "Let's eat first. We'll go back and get them done." Pao Gu took a bite of food and said with a bitter smile, "People with true talent are really different. Even if they have nothing, they can easily make a name for themselves. Unlike me, who has worked hard for so many years, he has not been able to make any achievements. When I was young, I dreamed of becoming a big star. At the age of 18, I left my hometown and came to Beijing alone to explore. I have sold singing on the streets, worked as a resident singer in a bar for a while, and later participated in some singing talent shows. However, all of them were auditions and I was rejected. At that time, I always felt like a 1,000-mile horse, but I didn't meet Bo Lu. I have been fooling around for several years without a meal, and the small circle of Baipiao has been wandering for a long time, and I have seen more people. Later on, I realized that I wasn't that kind of person. There were many young people who sang and looked better than me, and only a few who could succeed. I thought to myself that if I continued like this, I wouldn't even be able to eat, so I gave up my dream and transitioned to becoming a DJ at a bar nightclub, hosting small stage performances and other small events in supermarkets. It was only then that I stabilized. After a few more years, I finally gained some fame in this area, but that's how it came to an end. Now, after 10 years, I'm already in my 30s, and my dream should wake up. After all these years of not making any money, I still can't afford to buy a house or a car. I'm still single now, my old mother at home, urging me every day. I'm thinking about it now, taking advantage of stability to run more games, and it's a bit worth making more profits. Pao Gu has a talkative nature, and he can't stop talking about the past. The plot from last night was repeated again, while Su Luo calmly indulged in eating. It's not easy to drift north. In my previous life, it was similar here. A Beijing drifter artist who dreams of his past life, when he becomes famous and reminisces about the past, tears fall upon hearing him. These are still those who later made a name for themselves, those who failed and returned home in disappointment, and many years later, they didn't even have the opportunity to share with others. The bitterness I have endured can only be silently recalled by myself. Don't just listen to me, you can tell me too. You said you were born tall, rich, and handsome, and you didn't sing and talk like ordinary people. What happened, family? Pao Gu raised his glass and bumped into Su Luo, saying. Su Luo didn't hesitate, took a deep breath, and said, "There's no family left, I'm the only one now. When I was a child, my family had good family conditions. I learned music and almost knew all kinds of musical instruments. Maybe I learned everything quickly when I was young. I was a bit autistic since I was young and didn't like to talk to people. I didn't have many friends at all. Later, I was admitted to Shanghai Conservatory of Music, but I didn't expect my parents to." Su Luo slowly began to tell her own story, of course, about herself in this world. Brother Pao also felt a sigh after listening. Let him go, Pao Gu advised. I used to fall in a daze, but now I'm awake, of course, thinking about how to get up. I plan to find a place to live first, and then look for something to do. I have to live on, but the direction is still towards acting. After all, that's all I know. Speaking, Su Luo filled up the beer and clinked a glass with Brother Pao. Brother Pao said, "With your level, I'm sure there's no problem. If you live there, my land is good, and there's still an empty room next door. I'll call you later to ask. There are young people from other places like me who come to work in the north, and we can all chat together. We can take care of each other when we get together." Su Luo agreed, "Okay, just have a place to live now. Thank you for making friends like you. Hi, what are you doing here? Come on, drink and drink. I'll contact you tomorrow and move over directly." After a meal, chatting and eating for 2 hours, we went back separately and drank a lot. Chapter 9. Settlement and Outlook. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The source has no content or has errors. 10, Chapter 10 Facing the Sea, Spring Warm and Flowers Bloom. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The internet is still bustling and there is a growing trend of popularity. After the short video of Brother Pow was posted, the legendary brother that surfaced continued to be hotly discussed on Weibo. Zhou Haoyu, a trainee who returned from Bangzi country, achieved good results in Bangzi country and was discovered to return to China for development. A year ago, when he just returned, he also went to a rock and roll carnival on the bar street to cooperate with hype and promotion. He originally didn't want to go to such a small event, it was just decided by the company to show off his approachability and create buzz. However, he became arrogant and had a rebellious mentality, playing big names and making wild remarks on rock nights, which angered the audience. Then, a song was not finished and was directly criticized. The original good marketing has become one's own black spot. Fortunately, he had just returned to China and was not well known, and the influence of the Bar Street Rock Music Festival was limited, and it did not have a significant impact. Over the past year, with the support of the company and high appearance, she starred in an idol drama and became popular, attracting many fans and gaining some fame. Zhou Haoyu looked at Weibo with a gloomy face. Since this legendary guy became popular, his dark history has also been dug out. The video of him appearing on the Rock and Roll Carnival night has been topped up again, constantly compared to the legendary guy. Weibo has been mocked by various netizens and fans. Have you learned about fresh meat? Zhou Haoyu was blasted down. What is the level of legendary brother? Looking at the rows of messages, Zhou Haoyu's face turned black. What kind of legendary brother, Su Luo, and what kind of thing should he compare with me? And he can't refute it yet, the video is just there, it's solid evidence. Moreover, with his current status and identity, coming out to speak will only make this legendary brother more and more popular. It is definitely not feasible for him to personally respond, but the public relations of Zhou Haoyu's company are not in vain. He quickly came up with a solution, diverted his attention, and moved the topic elsewhere. As long as it does not affect Zhou Haoyu, no one will remember him in a few days. It was just a marketing hype, obviously hired as a pretext to dress up as a beggar, probably just buying 2 good songs and creating a hot topic as a means of hype. I see how excited you are. Of course, this marketing hype is undoubtedly successful because will there be homeless beggars in our capital? Undoubtedly, it's a premeditated hype, designed perfectly. First, the beggars come on stage, then create a contrast that makes people feel magical and shocking, and then tie them to a new star, which is like pouring oil on the topic and making it even more lively. If it weren't for this hype, who would have known what kind of garbage rock night is in the style Bar Street? It's just that a new star has suffered. After the voices of Zhou Haoyu's company put in a lot of effort, their focus quickly shifted away. There were already doubts, but under the reasonable and well-founded analysis of various big verses, everyone felt that it was hype, and the topic shifted to whether Su Luo was actually on the agenda. I used to watch videos that turned me into a fan, but now it seems like I was hyped up to attract attention. I feel like I was deceived and my fans turned black. Song is definitely a good song, and it can't be criticized when sung. I think it's just a request to play the role of a beggar and create a program effect. Sure enough, it's hype. Hey, I thought it was really a master among the people. I've been speculating for a while, but all I know is that legendary brother sings well. Don't draw conclusions too early, just have a big god in human flesh to know, at human flesh big god. I was on the scene, and legendary brother was standing next to me from the beginning. I even had a fight with him. If it's a joke, I'll live stream Eat Xiang. Didn't you see whose dog was talking about? I didn't see the hype, I just saw that someone wanted to whitewash it. The fans of Zhou Haoyu, who were holding their breath, joined the navy and began to counterattack. Struggling with the pro-Su Luo faction, their mouths watering. Su Luo looked at the online scene with a bitter smile. The development of the plot was really complicated, but there was only one truth after all. He had not yet figured out how to respond. When it was rumored that the situation of the brothers' sect was gradually weakening and he couldn't resist it, another Weibo post was blocked. The person who posted on Weibo was a netizen named Ghost Jumpta. A small video that started circulating last night was about a beggar named Su Luo dressed up and making a name for himself at a music festival held in a trendy bar street. The songs, Nothing, and Fake Monk shook people's hearts and quickly became popular. The blogger was also deeply attracted, so he went through various channels to inquire about the information of this beggar's singing god. Now he finally has an eye, and without further ado, he goes straight to dry goods. Su Luo male, Han nationality, age 23, learn various musical instruments from a young age and showcase amazing musical talent. At the age of 5, he participated in the children's piano competition for the first time in the 3 eastern provinces and won first place. Attached is a photo of the contestant as evidence. At the age of 7, participated in the Shanghai Guitar Masters and won first place in the children's group. At the age of 11, participated in the Star River Cup children's singing competition and won first place. Also attached is a cute photo, which was performed on the stage of the Mid-Autumn Festival evening party in the same year. Take a big group photo of that year's evening party, in the first row, the cute Ching Tai in the 6th row on your left. At the age of 18, he is a specially recruited student at the Beijing Conservatory of Music. During the summer vacation of the same year, both parents suffered misfortune and passed away. Su Luo also suffered from severe depression as a result. Therefore, I even delayed reporting to the Music Academy for 2 months. But he dropped out of school less than a year later, for an unknown reason and destination. The blogger speculates that it's because of the illness. Later on, what you saw was that Su Luo, who had disappeared for about 3 years, suddenly appeared on a bar street rock carnival night, shocking everyone with a song. So you don't have to guess anymore. It has been confirmed that it's not just a bar street hype, but rather a real one. The blogger is already a brainless fan of Su Luo. Looking at his performance in the video, I hope he has overcome depression and can continue to bring more and better works. In addition, it is not good to disclose others' information privately. I apologize to Su Luo first, and if there are any problems, I will delete them as soon as possible. As soon as this blog post was published, the netizens who followed it were all shocked, and the legendary brother faction cheered greatly. Is this true? Let me wipe it off. It turns out that legend has it that brother was a musical genius when he was young. What a sad experience. Legend has it that brother has a story. I think it's true, no wonder it's so strong. I used to be a child prodigy. Alas, it's a pity. Depression is really scary, it has destroyed so many geniuses and superstars. Wow, legend has it that brother was so adorable when he was a child. I hope he has now overcome depression. The single, Nothing, has been looped 10,000 times, legend brother, come on. The comments instantly exploded, and Su Luo's Weibo account kept increasing in attention, waiting for Su Luo to come out and say something. Su Luo was dumbfounded, but netizens were still full of supernatural powers and were instantly exposed by human flesh. Come on, with an assist, you don't have to think about how to explain it yourself. Watching more and more messages and private messages, Su Luo also posted a blog post. Thank you for your concern. I have also seen a blog post by netizens about Ghost Jump, which is basically true. I have indeed suffered from severe depression, lost myself for a while, and wandered outside. The haze always dissipates, and if you fall, you have to get up and continue walking. Now I feel like I've woken up, as if I've been reborn. I am doing well now, just settled in, and seeing that you have been discussing me, I have a lot to say, but when it comes to my mouth, I don't know how to speak. A poem titled, Facing the Sea and Spring Blossoms, for all those who have cared about me. Thank you. Starting from tomorrow, be a happy person, feed horses, chop firewood, travel around the world. Starting from tomorrow, care about food and vegetables. I have a house facing the sea, with warm spring flowers blooming. Starting from tomorrow, communicate with every family member, tell them my happiness, that happy lightning told me I will tell everyone, give each river and mountain a warm name, stranger. I also wish you blessings, may you have a brilliant future, may your lovers eventually become married, may you find happiness in this world, I only wish to face the sea, with warm spring flowers blooming. Above, Su Luo. Legend has it that brother posted on Weibo. Go and watch it, go and go. What's wrong? It's poetry. This poem, I have overcome depression, and I have persevered. I will not bring up the sad past again. Starting tomorrow, I will become a happy person. Blessing all those who care about me, may you be happy, may your future be bright, and may your love be perfect. I am willing to face the sea, with warm spring flowers blooming. Calm and simple, and after calmness and simplicity, vast and boundless love and happiness like the sky. Simple and plain writing, simple and clear yet meaningful and fresh language, finally expressing sincere wishes to people in the most simple and cheerful way. Netizens who have read this poem sit dumbfounded in front of the computer, or hold their phones in silence. It's hard to say whether it's touching, envious, or ashamed. I haven't communicated with my family for a long time, tell them everything is okay. Happiness used to be so simple, but I couldn't see it all along. I only saw the various hardships of life, remembered all the unforgettable past, and then tightly wrapped my soul. A simple poem liberates the long-suppressed soul, and a short poem makes them feel sincere and happy. My heart suddenly opened up, feeling refreshed and happy. Beautiful, too beautiful. I feel goosebumps all over reading this poem. As I read, tears streamed down my face and I couldn't remember how long it had been since my numb heart was moved. Every word is very ordinary, but after reading it, my mind is stirred and cannot be calmed. I showed it to my girlfriend and she also cried. Who else has this talent? I have changed my signature to face the sea, and the spring flowers have bloomed. From then on, legend has it that Brother Brain is a fan. The lightning of happiness can tell everyone that a classic poem can also instantly break through the clouds like lightning. Moved netizens are sharing and commenting. Originally just a small ripple, it quickly turned into a huge wave, legend brother. Su Luo. What? Can you still sing? Nothing, and fake monk. And wrote a stunning poem. The hot topic list, and legend of Godzilla are constantly being brought up by people. Su Luo officially announced his existence in this world, making people aware of his existence, which also sparked a wave of enthusiasm.